Welcome to Baxton Heath, Lincolnshire for the UK Drone Racing Championships, and our presenter is Sonia Yasmin Ali.
Looks pretty impressive. What's it all about?
Okay, well this is all about a display. So the Nationals event that we're at is all about competition. So there's lots of guys competing here for the National Championships. Where we are at the minute is the show line, and it's all about an air display to entertain the public. As well as all the regular competitions and the display, the really latest thing is the first person view racing, which is on the other side of the airfield, and that's where these guys are flying drones or multicopters through what they call first person view. So they're flying it through a camera view, which is great fun.
This is drone racing. Before we get to the action, Sonia has a go.
Oh!
That's it.
Here we go.
Good.
Now it's Ray.
Just want to go forward a little bit.
Okay.
That's it. Oh, excellent. Oh, you're picking this up well. That's it. Right a bit. Lovely.
It's a bit slow, isn't it? Shall we do some tricks?
Oh, you're thinking advanced. Yes, please.
Oh.
Look on a bit. At least you're not hurt.
Guess I'll leave it to the professionals.
It's great fun. Not that hard to do as well, and it's really accessible to people now as the technology gets cheaper.
Do you prefer drone racing to gaming at home?
I prefer drone racing because you get outside, you get to meet new people, and there's generally a great community behind drone racing.
This is the culmination of 6 months of racing up and down the country, and this is our UK National Championships. At this event today, pilots are competing in order to qualify for the World Championships in Hawaii in 2016. This event uses the same rules that we use all over the country. We've got a standard set of rules. Basically, we have 4 pilots that fly against each other in different heats and working up to a semi-finals and a finals like you would find in any competition. They fly around a course that's full of air gates. These are loops that they have to fly through and they have to duck under. There are corners that they have to get round. There are hairpin bends, sweeping bends. So it's very much like motorsports, but 6 foot off the ground.
These are the heats. 28 players started. Let's have a quick look at the action as the players are whittled down to the final 8.
It's definitely benefiting young people. For the first time, there's a sport that's linked almost to the use of computer games because they use the controllers in the same way. The goggles are very much like the virtual reality goggles that they use on gaming, but they're outdoors and doing something for real. So it's getting them out of the bedrooms and off the computer screens and actually into the field and meeting other pilots and enjoying something that's real rather than virtual reality.
We're down to the final 8 pilots, and 3 of whom will get the chance to go to Hawaii to compete for $100,000. Good luck, guys.
Before the semis, let's see what the pilots will face. We're off the start line, full power down the straight, heading for the first hairpin. Around the hairpin to line themselves up for the first right-hander. Then around a left-hander into gate 2 to the second right-hand bend. Through the third gate to a left-hander. And now powering up from 30 to around 60 miles an hour through the penultimate gate before they start lap 2 of 3. So the first semi-final, Luke Bannister is the favourite, Brett Cullis, Tony Merchant and Dominic Clifton are our 4. So what's their plan of action?
See how it goes in the semis. Probably just make sure I finish first or second. Obviously, not too bothered about finishing first. Get into the final and then go from there up against Luke.
I don't know. I'm just really nervous, but I think everyone's nervous.
Luke's definitely going to be a problem. I'm not going to beat him. Not hoping now.
It's gone quite well so far. I've won every race I've done. I think it should be good in the semi-finals, but there's some good competition here.
Semi-final one, and they're away, and straight away Clifton bombs out on the first straight. Bannister, as expected, takes the lead, followed by Cullis, and at the back is Merchant. Bannister with a commanding early lead. Cullis, though, is chasing hard, and he's under the lap record. Merchant's still in the air, but he's some way adrift. For Clifton, the game ended, but Cullis has nipped past Bannister now. But Bannister is on Cullis's heels, and in the end he just nips through to take the first semi-final. Cullis is in second, Merchant is third, Clifton, I'm afraid, a non-finisher. Semi-final 2 then, coming up, but for the moment, it's back to Sonia.
Hey guys, I'm here with Dr. Scott Refsland, and you organise the drone events. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I organized the U.S. Drone Nationals in the U.S. Just last July. And of course, you know, the UK had to come up with something very cool just like it. And so Nige and I started talking about that. And the next thing you know, we've got the UK Nationals, Drone Nationals, that is pretty exciting. And what's really exciting about this is the inaugural kickoff of our World Championship Tour, which this is a qualifier event. So all of the top pilots that win here qualify for the World Drone Racing Championships in Hawaii next year.
What's your favourite part of being involved in this sort of industry?
It's the innovation. It's running very fast. And the thing is that, like, you know, you watch Luke, who's just a hero to all of his kids, his peers, and you know, even some of his non-peers, and you look at what he does out on the field, like he'll perfect a move or an acrobatic thing, or he'll come up with a new piece of equipment, and then the next day you see it's already in the somebody's already 3D printed it. Wow. Or they're perfected that move. And so this is what YouTube and social media is all making that happen, and it's very exciting to see it going really fast.
The quads that we use in the races are regulated, and the reason for that is we need to keep an even field when they're flying. What we don't want to get into is a situation where those with the most money win the most races. So the motors are all regulated on what size and power they can have. So are the propellers. The video transmitters are regulated, and there's maximums that the pilots can have. It's up to them to then tweak their quads within those rules to get the best out of them. But the idea is to keep an even playing field so that it's pilot skill that's tested and not the machines themselves.
So let's go meet some of the pilots before we get back to the action.
I'm here with Richard. So tell us a little bit about drone racing.
Well, I got into it about just over a year ago, really, just as a hobby that was a bit more safer for me, because some of my previous hobbies have been a bit of a disaster, riding motorbikes and things. So I got into flying quadcopters and things, and the natural progression is you start flying with friends, and then from that you get a bit more competitive, don't you? So next thing we know, we start to race each other and try and build faster and faster quads.
On then to semi-final 2, the pilots are Dave Pitt, Barry Hearn, Chi Lau and James Bowles.
Don't fancy my chances in the semi-finals, but I'll take part. The main dangers has got to be Luke and Brett.
I think I've got quite an easy semi-final. It's not too bad, so just try and take it at a nice and steady pace and try, first or second place gets you through to the final. So
the dangers for me is Luke and Chi. They are absolutely unstoppable at the moment.
They're on the grid, the pilots are ready, and away we go, and Chi Lau takes an early lead, followed by Pitt and Hearn. Pitt and Hearn are neck and neck as Lau continues to lead. Bowles is down in fourth. The real battle now is for second. And disaster for Pitt, who crashes out, leaving Hearn in second place. Chi Lau continues to lead. Hearn, then Bowles. Chi Lau screams around this course. Hearn holding off Bowles for what would be a vital second place. Chi Lao looks like he won't be caught. He needs to keep it together now. Calamity though for Hearn, he's out on the last lap. Bowles needs it to keep it steady now to get to the final. And he's done it. The winner, Chi Lao, and James Bowles comes through from last place to get to the 4-player final. And a delighted James spoke to Sonia after his second place finish.
What I love about the drain racing is the competitiveness, meeting all these great people and being able to have great banter on the pilots line, and it's just great fun to meet other people with the likewise hobby and things like that.
And what sort of things do you like to capture on your drone?
I like more of the agility rather than 3D stuff. I like going around objects as close as possible, as fast as possible, in strange directions, and that's where the adrenaline rush is.
And on to the final for the UK National Drone Racing Championships. The lineup: Luke Bannister and Brett Collins from semi-final 1, then Chi Lai and James Bowles from semi-final 2. And they're away. Bannister picks it up, followed by Lau. Bowles is in third, and then Cullis. Bannister leads. Lau struggling to keep up with the teenager, but he's down. Bannister's hit the third gate. Now Cullis is down, and we're left with only half the field. Chi Lao and James Bowles, with Lau leading. They will know from the pits that they're the 2 last remaining pilots. Chi Lao, half a lap up, but Bowles is keeping it steady in the rear. And Lau is down. He's clipped the start-finish gate. He's out. Now Bowles is all alone. He must keep his nerve on the last lap. Another chance of $100,000 in the finals in Hawaii. The crowd is silent as Bowles heads for home. And he's done it. James Bowles is the UK National Drone Racing Champion. He held his nerve, and he did brilliantly to become the inaugural champion. He now moves on to the World Championships in Hawaii. Heartbreak for the other finalists, but the victor earns the spoils. The champion, James Bowles.
Adrenaline is something I've never experienced, and I'm just so pleased that I got to fly against such amazing people, I'm just so happy. Absolutely brilliant.
And ladies and gentlemen, can we have the loudest round of applause for the first ever UK drone racing champion, James Bowles!
Congratulations to James Bowles, the champion. It's now off to Hawaii.